Hello, everybody. I'm John Evans, and you're watching another episode of Mid-Mod Money, the show that teaches you how to buy and sell vintage items for a profit. Hey, thanks for tuning in to this award-winning, wildly successful internet program. Happy to have you here. Don't forget to subscribe because the first Monday of every month we give away something free, cool, vintage, every month. First Monday of the month. So let's take a look at what I found today, this week. Actually, some of it a little older than that. I bumped into a guy at the antique mall that I have a booth at, and he was telling me, "Oh man," he goes, "I love your show. I wish we had a Christian Crossing in Pittsburgh, which is the thrift store that I find a lot of stuff at here. Great thrift store. They do a lot of good work. It's a charitable organization. I love these people, and not just because I find great stuff there, but the first thing I found was this. It's not like the most incredible thing. It's super cool. It is a Rolodex, is what it is. What you would do is you would find the name or the last name initial, and you would pop that open, and then these cards you'd write down people's phone numbers. Then it closes back up, and then spins back into the position. Yeah, it's $2. This is for someone who's just, likes old stuff. I don't think anyone would really use this. They might set this next to their phone. This is probably worth $14 on the streets, as we say. This is $2. I'm gonna probably sell it for $14. Cool, made in Hong Kong, probably 60's based on the vibe. All right, next thing I found was this unbelievable ram's head. I found this at the Habitat for Humanity home store, and I'm a Aries. My birthday's coming up, so I saw this and I was like, "Oh, this is amazing!" Hand carved wood. There's a foil sticker on the back that my research guy and I both got a close up of, and it says Enesco, and then it says Taiwan Republic of China. So we kind of figured out that must mean this is between 1945 and 1971. I would say late 60's into the, probably late 60's. This was $3 from Habitat. Amazing find, because I do incredibly well with carved wood animals, especially vintage, really only vintage ones. Well, this one is worth about $44. And I was amazed that there's no chips or cracks, or it's in fantastic condition for the ram's head that I paid $3 for. All right, next thing I found were these beauties. Holy smokes. Look at that. These guys were 50 cents each. Amazing pattern. These could be made by a company called Colony, but I cannot confirm that. But amazing pattern, great color. 5 of these. I'd like to have 6. You always like to have even numbers. But at the antique mall booth, 5 of these will go for $26. $26 dues off of $2.50. And again, high profit, and will sell quickly because of that pattern and that color. Wow. All right. Next thing I found, also at the Habitat for Humanity store, I found this wild looking thing. You know what it is? Well, it's a doggone doorknocker. And what a calamity. Can you imagine this on your, hey, I got a bunch of clangy stuff out here. Let me in. This was $5, and it is brass. It does say SRG Japan on the back. Little gold foil sticker. Always look for those. I'm guessing this is probably, at the latest, this is early 70's, but it could even be 60's. And it's really heavy. And I didn't see any examples like this online. So kind of a unique item, perhaps. I think it's around $30. And With a little bit of research, it could be more than that, but I don't think much more. So $30 is what I'll say. Paid $5 for it, so not a bad markup on the super weird brass. Brass stuff sells always. Brass is a good thing to find. It's usually vintage if you see it out there in thrift stores. And speaking of things that always sell, let's talk about the humble Trinket box. Little boxes, regardless of what they're made out of. Plastic, wood, hand carved. This one's stained glass, but vintage Trinket boxes sell so very well. This one was at the Habitat for Humanity store. This was $5. Had a great day at Habitat. $5. You can see if you look at the hinge, it looks very old. It looks very aged. Based on the colors, I would say this is probably early to mid 70s. Could be, into the late 70s, but that's what I'm thinking, and I think it's worth about $30. I would say 20. I'll put 28 on it for that psychological edge. But yeah, $30 on a nice, especially stained glass, no cracks, no chips, no hairline cracks. This thing is beautiful. So yeah, this will sell rather easily between 25 and $30. All right. Next thing I found, I actually found it a long time ago and had it in a red frame, metal frame that my girlfriend then broke. My girlfriend slash research guy slash clock guy slash IT guy. She does it all. I've tried to get her on the show, so stop asking. I've tried. I've contacted her people. They won't even. They barely return my calls. But I found this, and then we waited around to find a frame that fit this amazing Art Deco inspired poster from wine country. Mount View Hotel, it says, in the heart of wine country. Great deco look. It does have the artist's signature. I don't think that's a fake signature or a facsimile as we say in the business. But this is I paid $3.99 or $4.99 for this poster, and we got this frame for free. So I think this becomes about a $30 poster on pure aesthetics, just the cool Art Deco look. People love that Art Deco look, and it does have good color too. So I'm going to sell that poster for $30. I paid $5 for it. Even if you don't really know what the value of something is, sometimes if you use your eyes and just trust your instincts, that works out. That's a great looking poster. $27 profit. All right, the last thing I found at Christian Crossing thrift store. Now, this is a sculpture, not just any sculpture. A sculpture is solid. This is what you would call a kinetic sculpture because it does have movement. Not much movement, but it does move. And the tag says Curtis Jerry Birds. Now I knew this wasn't Curtis Jerry because I was looking for a Curtis Jerry signature. Curtis Jerry was a company that did a lot of bird stuff, a lot of seagull stuff, a lot of wall art involving birds and metal and sculptures, and they were around in the late 60s, early 70s. This is not Curtis Jerry because there is no signature. So even though they said that, they're wrong. Now the problem is, or maybe not the problem, if this was Curtis Jerry, this would be worth $300 to, on up to $500. There's people asking. The reason they thought it was Curtis Jerry is because they looked on the internet and saw a Curtis Jerry just like this that was $300 or $800 in one instance, which is ridiculous. But knowing that is not all bad. This could be Curtis Geary inspired, obviously, and it is solid brass. And there isn't another one on the internet. There's not, with this base, this big brass base, there's not another one of these, another example of this to compare the price. So some resellers will tell you, if there's not another one, that means you set the price because there isn't anything to compare it to. So you would go by, well, if a Curtis Geary's 300, this might be 125. So I hated paying $50 for this, but I will make $75 off of this Kinetic Seagull sculpture. Look at that. Boy, she's a beaut, Clark. Yeah, that's a nice. So again, it was a bitter pill to swallow. You'd like to pick something like this up for $10, but they did their research, so to speak, and I'll make a little money, but not what I was hoping. All right, so let's look at everything. I spent $72. 72. Going to turn that into $293 off of Facebook Marketplace, my booths mostly, and some eBay perhaps. So 72 into 293, and you can do it too. Anyone can do this with the proper training. Part of that would be watching my show, Mid-Mod Money, looking at other people who buy and sell, other vintage dealers. Keep watching my program. Thanks for tuning in, and remember to always round up.